This PetX Talk is brought to you by Pet World Media Group, your partner in all things pet media. Additional funding and considerations provided by Natura Pets, Found Animals, and Dogwise Publishing. Are you ready to be empowered? Then join us for this PetX Talk.
Hi, I'm Shawn Simons, and I'm the headmistress of Kitty Bungalow Charm School for Wayward Cats. I'm here to talk to you today about expanding the worldview for your cat. Kitty Bungalow Charm School for Wayward Cats is 100% street cat rescue, and we're the only all-feral socialization facility in California. Now, I didn't grow up with pets, and it may seem strange that I ended up here, but now after adopting out over 1,000 feral cats and providing TNR to over 6,000 cats, I can tell you that I'm a bit of a feline expert. What this also does is it provides, I think, a fresh perspective for a worldview for working with your animals. There are a lot of old ideas that I think we carry with us. There is a thought that cats are independent and that they don't need you. In fact, I've had conversations with very intelligent, well-educated people who have said some things that have made my mouth drop. I've heard them say, well, if I really had to move and couldn't take a cat along, it would be okay because I could just lead them and they could fend for themselves. They cannot. But it's this idea that has become very dangerous for our cats. And it is this idea that has gotten us into a situation of an over-pet population when it comes to the felines. Now, when you think about cats and you've been told that they're independent, I kind of wanted to take a look at why that might be. So let's imagine this. You have a dog and you have a cat. And you've been gone all day from work, and you come home. What happens? Good boy, hello boy, good boy. The dog gets into his collar, his leash, and off you go for some one-on-one time with your dog. What happens to the cat? Cat stays home and sits and probably sulks. A lot of what you get from your animal is what you give to your animal. Now, we've also heard that cats, that they don't take as much time. They don't take as much energy. They're easier to take care of than dogs. And there is a bit of truth to that for sure, but you still have to give into the relationship in order to get out of that relationship. Now, this starts at the very beginning. When someone adopts a dog, there's a lot that goes into it, and they make sure you know about it. There's crate training, there's leash training, there's pee pad training. They learn how to sit, they learn how to stay. What happens when people take a cat home? After they've adopted a cat and they have their cat box and they take it home and they do step one, open the box. And apparently that's the only step that they do. But there are many, many steps that come afterwards. There are many steps that you can take immediately upon adopting your animal to build a bond, to help expand their life socially, and eventually build a larger worldview that your cat can participate in. At Kitty Bungalow, when we go through adoptions, we go through point by point what you should do when you take your cat home in order to start building the bond and creating a social cat and building on the foundation that we have given them at Kitty Bungalow. We find a lot of people don't do that. Now, I can tell you that we recently had a leash training class where we had 15 cats all in a room who did not know one another at all. We also had a large bottle of Prosecco. That was not for the cats. That was for the very, very nervous pet owners. Now, why are the pet owners so nervous? Think about it. Every day, dog owners are dropping their dogs off at doggy daycare. or they're going to a doggy park with other dogs. Dog breeds range dramatically. You have a German Shepherd and a Schnauzer, right? There's so many different sizes and types of dogs, and yet they go and spend an afternoon and socialize together all the time. Cats, some have long hair, some have short hair, some are brown, some are orange, some are a little fatter than others, but for the most part, they're very similar, and yet we are terrified of these cats getting to spend time together. I think it's wrong. I think cats are capable of so much more than you imagine. Leash training is a great step to be able to have your cat explore the outside. Now, I'm sure you've seen this on YouTube, right? Someone puts the harness on the cat and they flip over. Everybody laughs and they're like, oh, that's Tiger. I guess he's not going to be leash trained. The end. But that's not the end. That's just the beginning. How often do we let our children, how often do we let ourselves not do something that we didn't succeed in or like the very first time? I know when I first went to see the Easter Bunny, I cried and ran out of there like a banshee. And when I got far enough away, I opened up my little clenched hands and I saw a piece of chocolate. Suddenly, the Easter Bunny wasn't so bad, and I couldn't wait to go back again next year. It's the same thing with our animals and the training. It's the positive reinforcement and letting them know that everything is still going to be okay. When we do our leash training classes, we make sure that there are treats and there are toys. We get them comfortable wearing the harness. We get them happy wearing the harness with some of their favorite things. It's great to put your cat in the harness before they eat, a cat's favorite time, so that they're comfortable. Now, I have a cat who will wear pretty much anything. We recently had someone put together a Mad Max furry road, this huge feather headdress and this leather buckle-up outfit. Cat got in it no problem because he's used to a lot of different experiences. The more experiences your cats are used to, the more expanded their social lives will be. Right now, what a cat knows is when it goes in a carrier, it goes into a car, it ends up at the vet, and it gets a prick. Is it any wonder that the cat doesn't like the carrier or the car? No. There are ways, if you don't want to leash train, there are wonderful buggies one can use to take your cat out and about. You can also put your cat in a carrier. You can also put your cat in the car, in the animal harnesses. Take them just for a drive. We see it all the time with dogs with their heads out the window, enjoying it. Our cats only know what we're giving them. Let's give them a little bit more. One of my favorite pet stores, Pussy and Pooch, has a Meow Mingle. And this is a party for cats where people bring their cats to it. And when I first was introduced to it, I was amazed. I was scared. I'm like everyone, I was amazed. And now every year at Kitty Bungalow, we do a reunion where we invite all of our adopted cats back. And I can tell you, most people don't bring their cats. But I can also tell you this. After they see the party and they see the cats that are there, from the shy cat that's hiding in a shelf who met a new girl and they're hanging out together in the library, to the outgoing cats that are playing with all of the toys, when the owners see how well the cats do, they all wish that they had brought their own. I get a lot of questions about shy cats, what to do with shy cats. Now again, I believe that cats can be trained at any time. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to change completely. It's a lot like how we change men. We don't totally change them. We just tweak them a little more to our liking. It's very same with cats, but you have to be the one that helps to push them. They don't know what is on the other side of things. Because I'm working with feral cats, I see this all the time. I will have volunteers tell me, oh, the cat doesn't want to be petted. And I ask them, did they write you a note? Is there a note from the doctor? What does the cat know about petting? At this point, the cat knows nothing about petting. When they see a hand, they don't know if it's going to shoot poison or eat it. They don't know what's going to happen. It is up to us to show them the loving ways of human and pet interaction. So if you have a shy cat, there are many ways that you can begin to push them towards being more social. Now again, this doesn't mean that they're going to end up being the prom queen, but it probably means that they're going to get a date to the dance. One of those ways is that when you have people come over, have your friends give your cat a treat. So simple. If you have a cat that is food focused, you are halfway home. But when your friends come over and if they give the cat the treat, then the cat is going to start to remember that when people come over, delicious things happen. And they're going to want to spend more time out with you than under the bed. My own cat, who is a very social, complete weirdo, did not spend any time on the bed. I don't know why this was important to me, but it was important to me. I wanted my cat to spend some time on the bed. And I got my cat when she was an adult. She was 2 years old. And I started working with her at something that I called going camping. I picked up my cat, I put her under the covers with me, and we stayed a few minutes under the covers until she couldn't handle it anymore and scattered out. And I did this every day for a couple of months. So when we're under the covers together, she knows that there's a treat, there's some petting, there's some alone time with me. She started to enjoy it. And now she comes up on the bed every morning on her own. I changed the way she works with me socially without completely changing who she is as a cat. There are all kinds of ways that you can encourage your cats to be more social. And when you have a cat that is experiencing things that are outside the realm of the car, the carrier, and the vet, that in itself breeds a more secure cat, which breeds a more social cat, and allows you to give your cat an opportunity to see the world in a way that you probably haven't imagined. I hope this talk has opened your eyes to the cat's eyes view of the expansive world that's waiting for them. With a little bit of effort and a little bit of time, you and your cat can enjoy a whole new world together. Go ahead, take a chance. I think you'll like it.
We're here with Shawn Simons from the Kitty Bungalow Charm School for Wayward Cats. And you've just done a really interesting talk for not only cat lovers, but also pet lovers in general. One of the things that you discussed was how to engage and expand the world for cats. How long does it take to accomplish some of these things?
You know, I think it starts right away. So it depends on what the goal is. And you may never achieve your final goal. Your final goal may be I want to take my cat out hiking with me up in the mountains on a harness. Your cat may not be suited for that, but the process of expanding their horizons, the process of the leash training, the process of seeing the outdoor world is going to expand your cat's worldview, your cat's self-confidence, your cat's social ability, that it will change how you interact with your cat and how your cat interacts with the rest of the world. So I think it totally depends on what your goal is. But I can tell you that the work starts right away. The important thing is that you put a close on a session and then repeat. And so what that means is, for example, with our leash training class, these cats did great. And I said the most important thing now is that you take them all home. Because at this point, they don't know is this it? Am I being dropped here? Are these my new family? They need to go home and complete that circle because this was something very new for them. So when you do something new, you need to complete it by returning home and returning to normalcy. But the second thing you have to do is you have to repeat it. One time doesn't do it. You have to allow them to process the fact that, oh, that happened. Nobody ate me. I'm alive. This was good. I had treats and toys and I got back home. So you need to allow them to have that opportunity to process the entire bit so then they can repeat it again.
How do we positively reinforce their curiosity, their ingenuity, their cleverness in a way that benefits every member of the household?
Well, there are now a lot of really engaging, fun, interactive toys and activities for cats. Cats like to keep their mind engaged. Also, if you have treat-focused cats, there are great treat dispensers now. No, they've had these for dogs forever, like these dog food puzzles. They now have them for cats that they learn to knock the mouse over and the mouse gives them some food. So I think that, what that comes from really is the precursor to what we were talking about here. That comes from a household that generally is ignoring an animal. So you have a curious cat who's left alone all day, and family comes home and does their thing, and they don't have that interaction. So cat is looking for things to do. So for one, I think cats do better when they're in pairs or even with a dog. We have plenty of cats and dogs living together. But I think providing some stimulation for them that they can do on their own that helps to feed that need, as well as interacting with them in something that you both enjoy. And it's not too hard to find something that is fun for both cat and human.
Well, thank you for everything you're doing in the pet world. It truly makes a difference.
Thanks. It was fun to be here.
Thank you for joining us for this PetX Talk. For more information on Shawn Simons and the Kitty Bungalow Charm School for Wayward Cats, visit kittybungalow.org. Funding for PetX Talks is provided by Pet World Media Group, your partner in all things pet media. Additional funding and considerations for PetX Talks is provided by Natura Pets. Natura Pets can help you optimize your pet's health with premium organic supplements from the Amazon and Andes Mountains. Visit naturapets.com. Dogwise Publishing, all things dog. For all of your expert dog book needs, visit dogwise.com. Found Animals, working towards big ideas that advance the safety and happiness of animals in our homes, our shelters, and everywhere in between. Visit foundanimals.org. Special thanks to Pet World Insider, taking you inside the world of pets. Visit petworldinsider.com for more expert radio interviews, articles, and videos. This has been a Pet World Media Group production.